do you write the forgiveness letter to that person? And that's the thing that is funny about the story with my dad is I wrote out the FU letter and then I wrote the forgiveness letter with zero intention of sending it. And then I did. See, I'd been paying for a PO box, a local post office for 2 years because I knew that I had wanted to write him, but I didn't know when. And I also didn't want to put my home address on said letter if I was ever going to write him. So I paid for a PO box for 2 years. So the forgiveness letter that I wrote him, I actually sent him. I don't know what came about me, but I packaged it up, threw some stamps on it, and sent it. And what's really cool is because now I have all of his earthly possessions. I actually have. I don't know. I didn't know before I got it back what I put in it because I kind of blacked out when I wrote it. I didn't know if it was mean, if it was what I had no idea. I just wrote and wrote and wrote. It was 5 pages long and wrote and wrote and wrote and sent it. And that was the letter that he responded to. He also told me it was the greatest day of his life when he got it.
Hi, welcome to Say More Words, a podcast that was created to emphasize the human experience through stories. I hope that you come here to learn, to expand, and most importantly, learn how to say more words. Speak your story, speak your truth, boo-boo. We're so happy you're here.
Hello, good morning. People have been loving my Get Ready With Me's podcasting. So I thought I would come on and do a live since I haven't done one in forever while you get ready with me. Because I had so many DMs yesterday that I just wanted to, come on and teach a little bit today. Thank you for everybody who reached out. Thank you for loving me. I know I don't say that enough, but thank you for loving me. But a lot of the questions were about forgiveness. Like, how do you forgive somebody who has done something absolutely terrible to you? And obviously I had to dive deep into forgiveness for the work that I do with people. And it took 12 years to forgive my dad and to go down that path. And I was always told, and you might have been told this too, that forgiveness is for you, not them, right? And we think that if we forgive them, that means we have to let them back in. And those two are mutually exclusive. Just because you forgive somebody for wronging you does not mean they have to come back into your life. But what they mean by forgiveness is for you and not them is it's for your peace of mind. It's for your clarity, for you to release the hurt that you feel with a person, place, thing, situation. Because the body keeps score. There's a book called The Body Keeps Score. It is a wonderful book. It is dry, scientific, and all of the things. But the basis of it is that your mind and your body are so powerful and obviously so connected that when we hold on to certain emotions, your body will react as if you are back in that situation. It will react as if that person's back in your life. It just reacts as if to the information that it's getting. The emotions will come back up. You'll feel like you're in that situation. You'll feel like you're in, or that person is here. It's an absolutely wild thing that our body does. So I decided to go down the path of forgiveness because the kicker about PTSD and all of that is that your body will feel like you're in that experience, or it doesn't even have to be a PTSD moment. It could be somebody wronged you or hurt you and your body lives in survival thinking about that person or thinking about that experience. And so why they say forgiveness is for you is so that you can release that and your body can stop feeling it. And it's more than just like the Michael Scott, like I declare bankruptcy. Y'all remember that episode of The Office? Like it's not, you can't just declare, I declare forgiveness and all is forgiven. You actually have to do the work. And the work arguably is very, very hard. It's not fun work because you have to go back to the place you were in. You have to go back to those experiences. You have to be in the mindset of like, this no longer serves me, so I'm no longer going to hold on to it. And why it's uncomfortable too is a lot of people love to live in their pain. They love to live in that experience. And they create an identity around whatever it is. This person hurt me. This person wronged me. This person did X, Y, Z. And so they like to stay there and live in it and be a part of their identity. But your body is continuously going through the motions and the emotions of it. So forgiveness is truly for you. And I get asked all the time, like, how? Because you can't just declare bankruptcy, you can't just declare forgiveness, and it happens. One of the things that I do and the techniques I teach is writing it out. There's powerful brain hand connection that we are actively losing every day with technology. Now, I love tech, obviously. I'm here talking to you on a tech device, but we're actively losing our brain and head connection, which is causing us to stay inside of our heads, which is causing us to live in a high state or a state of heightened emotions and keeping those emotions in our head. So I do this thing when it comes to forgiveness. There's two things you do. Well, actually, it's three now. Expanded it a little bit. One, you write the fuck you letter. And Facebook's probably going to edit me out now because I said the F word, but that's what it is called. And you literally write it out like you're going to write it to whomever or whatever situation you need to release. Fuck you for the following reasons. Now, this is not a letter you send, obviously, but it is all of the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the everything you have attached to the person, place, or thing that is bringing you down. And it's not supposed to be edited. No one's going to see it. It's supposed to be all of those thoughts, feelings, emotions. You can write out the entire experience, but just get it out of your head. Write it down. And then the best part about the fuck you letter is that you then burn it. Burn it, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, bury it. It's a really cool thing to, put the ashes in or like in the soil of a really beautiful flower pot that you have, create something new from it. But you do that first. And then the second letter you write is the forgiveness letter. Now, you can choose to send this letter if you want to. You don't have to, because again, it's for you and not them. But it's the I forgive you for the following things. So some of it may be similar to the FU letter, but it's dear person, place, or thing, situation, experience. I forgive you, and here is why. And you write and you write. With all of these letters, you write and write and write and write and write until you can't write anymore. And then when that, oh no. Oh, thank God I have another one. Okay. After you write the forgiveness letter to that person, and that's the thing that is funny about the story with my dad is I wrote out the FU letter and then I wrote the forgiveness letter with zero intention of sending it. And then I did. See, I'd been paying for a PO box, a local post office for 2 years because I knew that I had wanted to write to him, but I didn't know when. And I also didn't want to put my home address on said letter if I was ever going to write him. So I paid for a PO box for 2 years. So the forgiveness letter that I wrote him, I actually sent him. I don't know what came about me, but I packaged it up, threw some stamps on it, and sent it. And what's really cool is because now I have all of his earthly possessions. I actually have. I don't know. I didn't know before I got it back what I put in it because I kind of blacked out when I wrote it. I didn't know if it was mean, if it was what I had no idea. I just wrote and wrote and wrote. It was 5 pages long and wrote and wrote and wrote and sent it. And that was the letter that he responded to. He also told me it was the greatest day of his life when he got it. Um, that being said, you can write out the forgiveness letter. You don't have to send it, but it is like why you need to forgive this person, place or thing, situation. What needs to come from it? What are you releasing? And then the third part, which I learned years later, is almost most more important than writing the forgiveness letter to them. It's writing the forgiveness letter to yourself. It's writing out that you forgive yourself. Or sometimes we allow people, not allow is a hard word, but sometimes people hurt us and we feel guilty or shame or blame or guilt because of it. Sometimes we hold on to things that we don't need to about the situation and blame ourselves. So you need to forgive yourself. And honestly, that I think is harder than forgiving the other person. It really is. It's harder than forgiving the other person. So those are the 3 steps. Those are the 3 steps I took to reconnection with my dad, forgiving him. Again, you don't have to forgive or you don't have to reconnect to forgive. You don't have to. That was the step that I chose. And there's going to be some people that you do, some people you don't. Okay. You. That's not a decision anybody else can make for you. But I wanted to tell you that because I'd gotten so many messages from people about it. Like, how did you do that? How? And that is the number one question I get. How do you forgive somebody who had hurt you? But I will tell you, it's one of the greatest gifts I gave myself. Not only the act of forgiving him and releasing that guilt and that shame and that blame, but it allowed us to reconnect and get a second chapter to our story. So as you start your Monday, as you start your week, I'm sure there are things that you're holding on to that no longer need to be yours. And I encourage you to release them, get rid of them. You don't have to carry that burden anymore. Stop putting your body through the emotional turmoil. Let it go. Bless and release. Bless and release. So forgive for you. And if you choose so, forgive for them. You have a great day. See you later.